What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze here. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over my 2023 festival predictions. As you guys can see, this is what I think will be coming out this year for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and we're going to be talking about why I think it's going to be a full light and dark festival year. Let's talk about it all in this video. Alright guys, so the reason why I think this year is going to be kind of looking somewhat like this, maybe it's gonna, it's gonna be a little bit different, but I think it could look something like this because we actually do have Mile in the game right now, and he was for Global Annie as a light type festival character. He is the first light type character that is released that wasn't as a grand festival, and so I'm thinking that this year in terms of Grand Cross festivals, we're going to be getting a lot more light and dark characters. I feel like this is just going to be like an ongoing trend. I could be wrong, but we'll find out during the anniversary, right? This will pretty much like when we get JP Annie, that'll really like determine if my list is going to be right or wrong. But pretty much, I want to give a shout out to Beats though, because I know he made his festival tier predictions. So shout out to him. But pretty much, like, if we actually look at it right here, February was Mile, and so I put him there because, it makes sense. May, I'm thinking, which is JP anniversary, by the way, I think it's gonna be Sacred Treasure Bond, and the reason why I think it's gonna be Sacred Treasure Bond is because if you guys like think about the past JP anniversaries that we had in terms of characters that we got, it was always either an Elizabeth or a Bond. And when was the last time we got a Bond, guys? Literally 2nd anniversary for JP, right, with Purgatory Bond. So if we really think about it, Sacred Treasure Bond feels like a really smart slot, and giving him the light typing just means that he's gonna be a very, very strong character. Remember, characters like Bond, like Merlin, all these other characters that are not of like demon or goddess racing can still get the light and dark typing. We have the one ultimate, and obviously he has like the sunshine grace for him, and he has the light typing, but I feel like light doesn't determine your race as a character. It just gives you, it's just a typing, you know what I'm saying? And so this is why I'm thinking this year is going to be pretty crazy Grand Cross wise in terms of the festival lineup, since Mile in February, right, only in February, not even the like, it's just like, it's hard to comprehend, but like February we got a light type festival character, right, which is unheard of. Last year we got Festival Diane, which was a red festival character, just a regular red festival for Global Annie. This year we get a light typing Mile of Sunshine, right? Very crazy. Like, May is the JP anniversary. I don't see them doing a character that's not a light or dark typing. If it's not light Bond, it could be like a dark typing character as well. And if they do want to slot in, like, I don't know, they could slot Chaos Arthur in that slot, but I feel like Chaos Arthur makes a lot more sense around the November-December slot, which we'll talk about. But yeah, Sacred Treasure Bond, I do think is going to be May, because, every other year pretty much we have like it alternates between an Elizabeth or a Bond. So we, first year we had Blue Goddess Elizabeth, second year we had the Purgatory Bond, third year we had Light Elizabeth, the reincarnation one, and now we're gonna have Light Sacred Treasure Bond. So I'm thinking this is what it's gonna be, guys. We'll see though. When May actually hits, we'll find out. July, I put Demon King Zeldris because the time frame of the story, if we're actually looking at it right now, in May we'll probably have by then the story for Demon King Zeldris fighting Meliodas and Elizabeth. So I feel like by that point, Demon King Zeldris would not be a bad slot for a character that could release. Again, September being Demon Gowther 2, we could probably interchange them, you know what I mean? If Demon King Zeldris wants to be September, he could be there. Demon King Gowther Demon Gowther could be in July. I'm thinking Demon Gowther though, because we haven't gotten a Gowther in a while. I think Festival Gowther did release, I think 2 years ago now, like in the September slot, right, in 2021. For the September slot, so I feel like it's not a bad idea to drop Gowther there. They could finally release Demon Gowther, maybe give him a rank up, whatever. They could do whatever they got to do with that, right? And then obviously, as I was saying, like the July slot, I feel like the time frame for where the story is at, the Demon King Zeldris part makes sense. And then moving from the July and September festivals into the November Fest, which is the 0.5 anniversary festival, I'm thinking Chaos Arthur. And the reason why I'm thinking Chaos Arthur is because, and a dark typing Chaos Arthur, by the way, is because, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get another human buff because Sacred Treasure Bond's going to be the human main buff. I wanted Demon King Zeldris and Gowther to be not necessarily demon buffs, but they can be like, like Gowther could be mainly like a PvE unit maybe, and not a PvP character, but Demon King Zeldris could be a demon buff to counteract the goddess and the human meta, which is gonna be prevalent from February and May, which I think they're gonna kind of ride, right? But Chaos Arthur, the reason why I think it's gonna be Chaos Arthur is because End of year, they did say that we're going to be getting, Four Nights of Apocalypse content starting in the new year. So maybe if they mean starting in the new year, they mean Percival in December. And remember, Chaos Arthur, at the end of the story in Seven Deadly Sins, he does become Chaos Arthur at that point in the story. And so it would kind of lead towards December, where we get Percival, which is the beginning of the Four Nights of Apocalypse, which, I only think makes sense. I wanted to have, I was thinking maybe, the way Beats did it, where you had, a Meliodas Elizabeth festival together, which could be, a possibility as well. But I feel like Percival being that slot would be such a, hype festival just to get people from, the people that read the manga into Grand Cross and stuff. And, when the anime is, airing by that point, people will be like, damn, Percival, he's in the game, you know what I'm saying? Because he's the main character, if you guys don't know, of Four Nights of Apocalypse. He is the main character. So, yeah. Pretty much, though, February being Mael, it kind of took me by surprise of him being a light attribute character. I did not expect him to be light, and now that he is light, it could mean that the May Festival character is another light/dark character. And if the JP Annie is a light or dark festival character, then I feel like July, September, November, and December will all be light and dark characters too. Which, because it only makes sense, right? If we have, unless they really think that Global Annie is a hype festival slot nowadays, because last year, Queen Diane wasn't really a hype slot. It was more of just she was just a regular festival slot, and so she had to release. Same with July and September. These are both just regular festival slots versus May, November and December. These are the main times in Grand Cross where there's super hype festivals, which, if Mael releases as a light, which he already released as a light typing character, and JP Anniversary is around middle of the year, which is a super hype festival time slot, there's no way that they release this character and it's not a light or dark. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's no way that it's not a light or dark, right? Moving into July and then September, I feel like it could be, either or. It could be that they have alternating light and darks too. So maybe May is actually Chaos Arthur and we put him in this slot, and then Bond comes out in I don't know, in July or September or something like that, which could also be the case. But, I don't know. I'm just going off of past trends, guys, and what I think that is a possibility with the kind of, Mile releasing in February, because it just kind of tripped me out, man. Global Annie is not usually that hype of a celebration type time, and because they released a light attribute character in February, I'm thinking the rest of the year could be light and dark festivals only. Which would be kind of crazy, imagine it, right? And to think about it as well, it's if they're gonna be rerunning Mael anytime soon, if they're gonna be doing light and dark festivals for the rest of the year, he could actually be rerunning maybe in July or September. I feel like September is probably the earliest he would rerun, because I don't think he would rerun on JP Annie, or maybe July. It's very hard to say, but I think this kind of festival time slot, he'll rerun definitely around this part of the year. But remember, guys, we have Purgatory Millie and Ultimate Escanor that have yet to rerun as well. And last year, King reran in the festival slot for the end of February, which Ultimate Escanor, being that November slot from the year before, actually did not rerun with Miles Banner. So a lot of things are changing this year, and we're gonna have to see, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about my 2023 festival predictions. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt. These are predictions, guys. None of this could be confirmed, but I feel like this is at least, okay, if I'm right about something, it has to be Mael, Sacred Treasure Bond, and possibly Percival. I feel like this part is a little iffy. Maybe the Chaos Arthur part I'm right about, but this part is a little iffy. I'm thinking July, September could be iffy, but I feel like if they want to do a light and dark festival year, then this is the only possible characters they could go with. And Beats' predictions as well, which I'll pull them up on the screen so you guys can see his, did kind of give me an idea as well. Alright, so here is Beats' predictions for his lineup, and so he had pretty much the same for the first two here, but then this is where it differs, and I think it's gonna be Demon King Melly instead of Demon King Zeldris instead of Meliodas, because we already have Purgatory Melly pretty much running Demon Team. I don't think they need to switch him out. So if they need to add a character to kind of boost Demon Team again, I think it would be a Zeldris. But yeah, and then he had King in the September slot, which does make sense. King being the September slot. I feel like Gowther hasn't had a character run in a long time though, so I feel like Demon Gowther could be a slot, or it could be Puppet Gowther, but it's a a darkness attribute Gowther. You know what I mean? It could be anything like that, but I feel like they definitely want to have another version of Gowther probably released, because he's only had one festival at this point. King has two festivals. You know what I mean? It could also be like a Diane in this slot too, which I didn't even think about, but it's possible. And then yeah, but yeah. And then obviously Beats had the same prediction for Chaos Arthur in November as well, which I do think it'll be. And then December he had the Light and Dark, or Light, Melly, and Elizabeth, which is really cool. I like that slot as well. I do think if it is gonna be not Percival, I would like it to be the one that Beats had right there, which is the Melly and the Elizabeth you know, festival right there. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. How is my prediction? Do you guys think any of these characters will come into fruition? I'm thinking it's a possibility, man, and you know, again, these are predictions, so it's not like it's gonna be a confirmed thing. But you know, I'm just, you know, I'm thinking with the brain, man. I'm just thinking. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.